review committee has done everything that they can do to this point. And as far as I'm concerned, we've accepted the sheets you have filled out, however, and I want to thank every one of you for being on the committee. Hopefully I can ask for your assistance in the future, but as far as I'm concerned, the formal committee comes to an end right now. So, thank you again.
Terry, if I may.
Sure.
And thank you, and I want to thank the committee too. I'm responsible for the services within the city, and I want to thank the committee. I think you have two of the finest engineers here, Jeff Bone and AJ Smith, and the whole group. I do appreciate it. A lot of this was, the mayor and I worked together, but a lot of it came from me and the environment that I was used to, and scoring was a common practice, and I think the engineers know that. I've worked with a lot of engineers, but Jeff and AJ are truly two of the best, and very fortunate to have them in the city of St. Clairsville. Working with Cindy and Tim and the group, I think it's all important in our constituents. Thank you. They're part of the taxpayer base. So,
With the inclusion of myself on this esteemed board to consider the pluses and minuses of this St. Clairsville water system, a decision of this magnitude needs to be carefully considered. What actions we will take will impact us for many years. That is why, after attending these 4 meetings, which are now, I understand, to be concluded, I will vote no. I cannot in good conscience vote to sell our water without the following questions being answered. And while Aqua probably is the correct solution to our antiquated system, let me elucidate my questions and reasons for a no vote. Number 1, only 1 bid received. Why? Again, that hasn't been answered satisfactorily to me. I know there was other paperwork sent out. Was any other correspondence received from anyone else? That we only got interest from 1 bidder. Questions concerning the ambiguity of the bid. Will it get fine-tuned by attorneys? Will we meet again? Will we meet again after the attorneys look at it?
Let me answer that.
Okay.
There's a lot. Again, we're back to the job of this committee was to evaluate this.
And that's exactly what I've done.
Okay. And yes, we have a law firm from Columbus that specializes in purchase of utilities, and that's who we're contracting with.
Right?
And you know, again, if you, as I felt the same way in that particular question, I rated it as a 1, because we have not gone into negotiations.
Okay.
I put comments down on my sheet as
Okay.
well. But I don't think this committee has to keep in mind what I said in the beginning, and when it comes down to it, the selection of whether we're going to go privatized or we're going to try to do it ourselves comes down to the 7 council members that were elected by the populace here, not
Exactly.
this committee.
Oh, I understand that.
Okay.
And I did exactly what I thought I was asked to do with in mind the citizens of this community. I want to do the best for them and for myself, because I too am a water customer. And again, questions concerning the wording of the ambiguity of the bid. Again, no commitments or guarantees. You told me attorneys will address that. And I understand where you're coming from, Mr. Mayor. I know you've sold 2 successful businesses. I worked for multinational corporations for 40 years, and I know the devil is in the details. So I would be very interested to see how this is hashed out with attorneys. Is there a timeline? Will there be a timeline? Are they going to have 40 years to replace the lines? Will they be doing it within a 2-year period? What if they declare bankruptcy? Are we going to bring in the National Guard to bring water to our senior citizens? Are we going to get docked to use a fire hydrant? Those are important questions. For me to vote yes, here's what I would like to see. First of all, a conflict of interest clause that says nobody on this committee nor their companies will work for Aqua for 5 years. That would assure me that no one in the city had any skin in the game. The $10 million that will be generated, don't put it into the general fund. It's going to go away. What if we need that to rebuy back our water? That needs to be put in a trust, that if we need to get our water back, we could. Make sure there is a buyback clause. These are questions and comments that just came to me off the cuff. Remember the German story of Faust. He sold his soul and regretted it instantly. Let's not make the same mistake. I'm not saying this company isn't the best, but I'm not sure we're to the point to accept that bid. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm done. If
I
everybody
just
else-
want to say, I really think it's terrible that you bring us here in the middle of the day, and you could have canceled this committee at last. Okay, wait. The committee's not going the way that you want. This is my personal feelings. It's a stacked committee. It's not going the way that you want, and you want an end to it. All right? Mr. Zuckel, you handed out a bunch of papers. I can give you just as many papers online that says.
We're not going to go through this anymore, Bill. You know, I'm going to end this with what my grandfather
I
said.
hope he's smarter than your ass, Bush.
Well, I think he was, in that he said, a gossiper has all the information except the facts.
Sir, you have been shoving this committee down our throats with this rigged committee. You got a man sitting there that
You know what, Bill, there's
Your whole
only one
committee, sir.
person that hasn't done
your
what
whole
was asked of
committee
this
is
committee, and
terrible
that's
because you gave us bull stuff to go over.
It was.
Now, Mr.
it.
Porter, you're running for mayor. Say something. I mean, you just sat there. I mean, everybody, the only
But you
councilman that had the
I'm not
decency
running,
enough-
Bill.
the
I'm
only-
leaving because I'm sick of hearing
The
it.
only councilman that had the decency to show up in these meetings is sitting right there, okay? You gave us some rigged papers. Rate this company on what they say we are, okay? You have not, you
Everybody else
got
said
lawyers
what you
in
did.
place, you have got lawyers in place for contract, but you don't have nobody in place to evaluate our system.
Hey, Bill, one thing though, you said on video at the last meeting that you would provide information, you would bring it to the next meeting.
If you ask me to.
No, you said on
No,
the video.
sir, I said I will bring it if you ask me. Go back and look at the film, okay? Sir, you have been the worst thing that has happened to this city in years.
Bill, I think what your answer.
You have been the worst person to
Personal
come in this
attacks,
town.
Mr. Brooks.
No wonder they let you go in Philadelphia. It wasn't because that guy was a Republican.
They didn't let me go.
Oh, yeah, they did. It's in the paper, and you cried like a little girl because they fired you.
Bill, that's not true.
See, now that I could go online,
You
sir.
better look for facts. and
Go
truth.
online, you cried because they fired you up there.
Yeah, that's not true.
Well, then go online and look at it. It's a big article and it's on my website. Please go to Concerns, St. Clairsville, Richland, Concerned Citizens, and you will see where he was fired and he cried about it.
Well, that went well.
Well, I mean, he didn't have to bust our whole damn